and converse.
Oh, brother, my bad, DJ. I forgot we live, dog. I forgot we live. What's going on, YouTube world? iPad listeners,
Yes.
iPod listeners. My bad. You might be listening from your iPad. You might be listening from your mobile device. But welcome to Sip.
And converse.
Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. A like is free. A subscription is free.
Absolutely.
It don't cost you a thing, but the time to push the button.
Not a thing.
So thank y'all for coming out. DJ, how your week been going?
Man, my work is always marvelous.
Marvelous. My week has been great. Been spending a good time with my daughter and my wife, having fun, living life.
I know
Life
that's
is
right.
living, life is life.
My goddaughter's keeping you busy.
Yeah, man. She grown up too fast, bro.
Man.
She grown up too fast. It's you know how you got iPhones and they bring back the memories and she an arm baby. We was sitting at the table one time.
I remember when she used to be in my arm.
She was sitting there talking about 1, 2, 3, trying to learn how to talk. And now she sounds like a preteen. And she 8. I be eavesdropping on her conversations with her little friend. She was talking about, bruh. I'm like, come on, what? She slipped up the other day and called me bruh. I'm like, pause, time out. I'm your father. I'm not your bruh. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry. But yeah, she still be wanting me to pick her up. But now, bruh, 8 years old, she'll turn 9 in September. Time is flying.
Flown. You
Flying
right.
and flown.
Yeah, I remember when she used to rest on this arm and this arm.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna attempt try to pick her up now.
Oh no, dog. Nah, brother. If you pick up now,
I ain't gonna throw out my back.
You're gonna need to go get a back out of me. You're gonna find a masseuse, a chiropractor.
We got a doctor like that in Atlanta could do that. What's
sure.
that word again?
A backyarity. It's made up. I don't even know if I said it right the second time. But don't be in Atlanta looking for no backyarity. If you know what I'm talking about. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
I got you.
that might not be the back job you want.
You might walk in limping. You come out in a gurney. What's it?
Or you walk in straight and come out limping. One way or the other. I don't think that's what you want.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta sip to that one.
Yeah, go ahead and take your sip.
But nah, man, life has been good, brother. Life has been good.
You know.
Glad to be on the podcast once again.
Yeah, I try to wake up and not complain about anything and be grateful.
Yeah, because if you complain, ain't nobody listen. And somebody's always in a worse position than you are. That's one thing we all got to remember.
Yes, sir.
No matter what your situation is, somebody's in a much worse situation than you are.
That's the perspective I keep in mind every day.
Mm-hmm. Today, and Ice Cube said what? Today was a good day.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So welcome, y'all. We're gonna dive into our conversation today. Hopefully,
and we're not talking about Ice Cube today, so you know.
Not Ice Cube. Ice Cube. No, I'm just playing Sip and Converse, as we stated.
Yes.
But it's down. For those that are watching on YouTube, if you got some ideas you want to hear us topics you want to hear us discuss,
yes,
drop them in the comment section. You know, we'll do our best to either discuss it ourselves or get the able-bodied experts in the building with us.
We will fly them in
to get them discussed. You ain't getting flown in. Flew in.
Yes, from the Nates County over. We'll fly them in.
Get you in to join us on our podcast set to discuss whatever topics y'all got. So remember, we talk about everything from finance to business to relationships to husband and wife to you name it. We got I was talking to my wife. I told her you better get ready because we're gonna have a ladies panel come up or something about business because my wife is HR. Her background is HR, so. You know, she does a lot of coaching and teaching on HR perspective, how to do interviews, how to prepare for interviews.
Really? My wife had a background in HR when she was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
But she's international now.
She international AR.
She knows a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to fly her in.
Fly her in. From upstairs?
From the upper level down to the lower level.
From the upper room. All right, DJ. Yeah, let's get started. You know, topic today. What's today's topic?
Uh, being a father is a place of position.
Being a father is a place of position.
Yeah, man.
For those that are listening, I know they wondering. I'm a father. Place of position. What we talking about? What we talking about?
You know, most fathers think because I'm at the house, I'm already in position.
Mm, I'm at the house. I'm already in position. What else they think?
They think because I'm at home, I'm not an absentee father, I'm there with my wife and kids, I'm in position. And that's not always the case.
So, in your own words, what does father mean to you?
What father means to me,
Or what it represents?
what it represents, well, not just what it represents, what it means to me is also is that a father's in tune with everything that's going on in the household.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's some fathers who might have been married and the wife could have passed away or whatever the case may be, and he's a single father. But if the father and the wife is still together and they have kids, the father, in my perspective, needs to be in tune not only just with his spouse or significant other, they be in tune with the kids, need to be in tune with the security perspective, what's going on outside of the house and what's going on inside of the house.
Mm.
Need to be in tune what's going on operational, like with Tanya and I. When she was still active in the military, I was pretty much, overseeing everything that was running the household because I didn't want her to stress about nothing because she was still focused on her career. It was just tiring out. But when she came back home, we started sharing, responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some responsibilities that she oversees that I don't oversee, but I still need to be responsible of what's going on with those things. And so, um, as a father of the house, I need to set aside time for us to talk about those things.
Mm.
But there's a lot of men that I hear say, "My wife is responsible for the money. My wife is responsible for the groceries. My wife is responsible for this and that." Okay, I can understand your wife is doing paying the bills or going buying the groceries, but you don't know what food is coming in your house or what's not there, or you don't know what bills being paid, or God forbid, if the Lord take your wife from you
Mm-hmm.
from her today, you don't know how to pay the bills because in this day and age, a lot of bills are being paid online, so
Automatically. Yeah.
automatically. So if you don't know the password to go pay those bills, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Somebody need to have them passwords somewhere in the house in the black book or something.
Exactly. So Tony, now this is the things that Tony, now we know if something happens, we know how to do those things. The same thing about the business.
Mm-hmm.
Tony don't really run the business, but I do. But God forbid if the Lord take me today, she have access to where to go do those things, and so those things doesn't fall through the crack.
Mm-hmm. For me, um, I think it's a difference between fathers and baby daddies.
Yeah,
So DJ, to me, we were talking about fathers, the
yeah,
difference between baby daddies and fathers.
uh-huh,
To me, fathers represent is the foundational leadership.
yeah,
And even if you're an absent father, not in that house,
mm-hmm,
but you're an active father. We of course we know ideally you want to be in the house, but
absolutely,
circumstances don't always allow that.
absolutely, that
But
is
at the
true.
same time, you don't have to act as a baby daddy.
Mm-hmm,
You can act as a father, and what that means, for those who are trying to figure that out, father's been a father is a positional role in the sense that it's a positional role of influence.
mm-hmm,
I think back at me growing up as a kid, how I carry myself now as a man. A lot of the things that I learned and that I live by and that I operate in, I learned from my father. Not, yeah, he was my daddy, but I learned from the father title.
yeah,
Um, you know, it sets the tone for identity. I knew what the last name Williams represented
Mm-hmm.
when I went out. Uh, I didn't want to disappoint my mom, but most importantly, I didn't want to disappoint my father.
Yes.
Um, when I would do things to get in trouble, mama would, I'm gonna whoop you. Okay, mama whoop me. But it was something about when she would say, I'm gonna tell your daddy or I'm gonna
Woo-wee.
tell your father,
Talk about it.
it changed the it changed the circumstances
Oh yeah. Oh
of the
yeah.
situation.
Because that whooping gonna be at a whole nother level.
Yeah, that whooping was gonna be at a whole nother level. You disappoint your father, but like I said, your father is position a role of influence. He basically it helps you a father, not a baby daddy, but a
Yes.
father helps identify the values and the emotional state.
Yes.
Oftentimes we see, with social media, with X, aka Twitter, with TikTok, IG, you see a lot of males, I ain't gonna call them men,
Mm-hmm.
males reacting and doing things that a man would normally do.
I'm glad you stated that.
You know, the emotional state. And I think a lot of the guys that we see, being abusive to women, fighting women, putting hands on women first,
Yeah.
um, the way they act out in public in society, I think the values that they are missing because the father wasn't in their life. The baby daddy might have been there. And just because, and I know you'll probably touch on that, just because I'm giving financial support don't mean I'm a father.
Nope. No, it doesn't. Because and what you said earlier, due to some circumstances, might dictate why you can't be in a household with your kid or kids. However, you you it's still your responsibility to spiritually be in that household for your kids. Meaning, it doesn't mean you have to be in the same city. You could be another state,
Mm-hmm.
but spiritually need to be there for your kids. And from my perspective and my belief, I think a lot of men are falling short there spiritually. They put more emphasis on the monetary part,
Right, the money.
the money, and the materialistic things that they buying for their kids. I never hear a lot of men talk about the spiritual part that they're investing in their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, in my opinion, where the most of the emphasis should be put in first, but I never hear them talk about it. And so when their kids grow up, there's a disconnect when it comes to them going into adulthood, where you talked about earlier about the abusiveness with other relationships that they have.
Mm-hmm. I'll add too, and I'm gonna keep it one thou wow. I'm gonna keep it one thou wow. Grown folks that have children together gotta understand it ain't about you.
Yeah.
I see it so often that either the young lady don't care for the daddy
Mm-hmm.
or the producer of the kid, the gene set that other person, that they keep them away from the kids. I see men who has produced a child, they won't put forth the effort to see their kid because they'll quickly say, well, she don't want me around. But when you hear those conversations from the outside looking in,
Yeah.
it's two adults who have ego issues that don't want to submit to their egos for the well-being of the children.
Well, it goes back to, again, this is DJ perspective. There's no spiritual guidance in it whatsoever. What you just said, it's all
Mm-hmm.
about them. In the very beginning, it was all a physical thing.
Mm-hmm. And when you two think about it too, number 2 point I want to make is that the father position holds weight even without words. Meaning
Surely does.
the presence or the absence of the father figure speaks volumes.
Yeah.
That speaks louder than anything else. Children, kids, I'm a father of, yeah. When you look at my IG, it said I'm a father and a superhero to my daughter. But the key word, I ain't say I'm a dad. I'm a father to my daughter. And children often interpret a father's tone and attention or silence,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is their worth. The worst thing that can happen is to have a child who doesn't know their father and want to know their father, but going back to the grown adults who think it's about them, the baby mama or the mother of the child don't like the father, so we're gonna keep them separated
Yeah.
and try to advance, or the male make up excuse on why they can't see their kid because of the baby mama don't want me to see him. But then they try to use and play the kid against the person they dislike.
Yeah.
And initially they think it's cool. And they tell their kid this and that about the other person. But since we're speaking about fathers, we're gonna stay in that lane. The mom tell the father, your father is no good. You just like your daddy. But you just told the child that your father is no good. Then you follow back up with your words of you're just like your daddy. So if you unpack that, what did you just tell that child subconsciously? That
Yeah,
you
he's,
no good
yeah, he's no good.
because you said you like your
Or he or
dad, but
she is no
yeah,
good.
he or she is no good. You act just like your daddy. You ain't no good.
Yeah.
Or they use them, to get because I'm in an emotional state against your father. I want you to carry the same emotional weight that I have towards your father,
Yeah.
and not knowing, especially little girls, they need their daddy
Absolutely. 100%.
or they need a father. Since we're using the term father on this,
Yeah. And from what I'm learning as being a father too, um, um, from a mutual coach who that you and I have shared, and she's no longer with us. One of the things that she always did when she coached with me, and I'm sure she did with you, is that when you're speaking with people, you should always be hot. Not mean hot being angry, but
and not being hot, being fast.
not.
In North Carolina, hot doesn't mean too
Not,
fast.
yeah, yeah. But being honest, open, and transparent.
Yep.
And so when we not just with our kids, with anyone, but especially with our kids, um, we should be honest and open, transparent about again our shortcomings too as a father.
Hmm.
And a few years back, I had to go back, and I ain't had to, but I chose to go. I chose to go back and apologize to my daughter on some shortcomings of things that I did when I had her in my care as a child.
Mm.
And and uh and I told her you don't have to accept my apology. I just told her that I realized that things that I was doing wrong when I had you in my care, and that wasn't the smartest thing that I was doing. And I just wanted to apologize to you now.
This mighty fatherly of you, my brother.
I thank you, sir.
Well, it comes back to what we were talking about earlier about values.
Yeah,
The father, to me, a father stands as the gatekeeper of generational impact.
yeah,
Meaning he's responsible for the values that's instilled. DJ, to me, fathers are like the gatekeepers of the legacy. And it's with the values, with the habits, with the mindset
yeah.
that's often missed when fathers are not active.
Hmm.
We hear people always talk about inheritance. It's a difference between inheritance and legacy.
Absolutely.
For those that's wondering, inheritance is the things that you leave behind, where legacy is what you leave in.
Yeah,
And most importantly, one of them fade away over time,
yeah.
and the other one lives through generations.
If they're passed along.
If they pass along the legacy.
Yes.
But like you were stating, the monetary things, the material things, some dads feel like they leaving a legacy by I left this house, I left this car, I left this land, I left my retirement account. But what did you leave in the people?
Absolutely.
What did you leave in them, period? Did you leave the core values the family values,
Those are important things.
the mindset.
Yeah.
What happens when life is life, and do we do we as men roll up in a, as common culture say, roll up in the fetal position and suck our thumbs, or do we take that hit on the chin and say, okay, all right, life, that's what you swung with. Okay, cool. Take that blow to the jaw, pick your feelings up, put them in your pocket, and let's do what? Let's
let's
go
go,
make this money. What's her?
let's go make this money.
Let's go make this money. So when life hits you, you can't just lay there. And I know we're getting ready to wrap up. You mentioned it earlier when we first started about being present. Uh, Positions of fathers require you to be present, not just provider.
Exactly.
What in your conversations, DJ, with other men when you were doing your prison ministry? I'm sure some of them were fathers. What was some of the fatherly advice that you may have shared with them?
Well,
Because I know you talked about the biblical piece of it.
yeah, yeah, that was what I was about to say. One of the key things was, since I was there for prison ministry, was on the spiritual side of the thing. And I was telling even the men there, I'm like, I wasn't coming there to throw shade at them. I said, I'm preaching to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I like all of us, most of the time we're falling short there. We're not leading our family spiritually. We lead now. Most of the time, if you really think about it, most of the time we're leading our lives or our families by the secular ways of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the world is doing, whatever new wave or new thing that's going on, that's how we're gonna try to lead our families.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really not looking for those who are followers of Christ. We're not really looking to try to lead our families the way that Christ is leading the church.
Gotcha.
But we're trying to lead the way man say lead our family. And that's where we really fall short there.
Yep.
And that's the way I was presenting that to the men when I was going there doing the prison ministries. And it was not just an eye opener for them, it was an eye opener for me. And that was the foundation I set there, and we built from there from that point on.
Mm.
And for those who got it, man, when I say not only in their 20s, from the age of 20s to the age of 60s, men there in tears just off of basic topics. We weren't deep, just off of basic topics by being out of position.
Mm. So, to wrap up our talk for today, Crib, if it's one thing or one piece of advice, what do you want listeners who's tapped in today from a father perspective? What do you want them to walk away with? Or what is one thing that they can begin to do?
If I can share one thing with you, I would say first, connect whatever your faith is, connect with that first. You can't lead, no man can lead from personal, his own personal being, because we don't know it all.
Mm.
So whatever your faith is, for me, it's Jesus Christ. I have to connect with him. And that's where I have to lead from. And I can't just do that one time. I have to do that continuously, daily. And once I'm in tune with him and submit to that, that's how I lead today. I'm not trying to do it DJ way or what I done Google on YouTube or on through Google Chrome. That's not how I'm following anymore.
And if I got to give you a piece of advice, understand that the old saying is, when is the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago or now? So if you feel that you've lacked or been out of position as a father, life is not over. It's not too late.
Nope.
Reposition yourself
Yeah.
and move forward from here. Ask for forgiveness. Put yourself in a better position and
Yeah.
understand it ain't about you. It's about them kids.
Yep. And your family.
And it may cause you to get moving in the right direction. You may have to do what? Sip and converse. Thank y'all for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you on our next episode of Sip and Converse. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time listening to us. When you said no to something else, when you said yes to this, you said no to something else that you could be doing. Thank y'all.
Have a great week.
Peace.
Let's sip and converse. Let's sip and converse. Let's talk about it. Sip and converse.